Major Comics here, talking about Molly of Denali, a show I seen a little bit of, seen clips of, like basically video clips of. While there's a place called Wash House, okay, and basically that place is an awesome place because they had ice cream and there was a laundromat. They had ice cream. They had other little snacks and things you could buy too while you're hanging out doing your laundry. And they also had a kids section. In that kids section, there was a TV, and that TV was on PBS, and they would have things on there, including Molly. Have different shows on there, including Molly of Denali. And so it was awesome to see such a cute show. And I was just like, oh my gosh, finally after a while, I was able to see actual episodes of the show. It was of the show, and I really enjoy it. And basically, one of the first episodes I ever saw was, I think, would be considered a special episode in their book, and it was. I mean, a special episode in anyone's book, actually, but definitely the most serious episode I think I've seen of theirs. And that one was when Molly, the little girl, and her friend Tui, was this one little dude hanging out. They were hanging out together in the shop that is above, it was part of the house that they live in. Uh, with her with they live, that she lives in, that Molly lives in, with her mother and grandfather and probably dad too. I think, yeah, I think I've seen them like once or twice. Anyway, they're hanging out, and her mom tells her that there's gonna be some tourists coming. Okay, to check out their neck of the woods. So she's going to fly them around in her airplane, a little biplane, or a little airplane, a little propeller plane, and but first, she had to help the grandfather with a computer issue. So it was just like, the excuse me, Molly and Tui said they'll hang out with them, talk to them, and help them have a nice time until the mom is ready to come and help guide them, show them around their place where they live. So the tourists come in. These two white dudes. They come in and they see these kids in modern clothing. And I was thinking, okay, it's in modern clothing, and I was thinking there'd be no big deal at all. They just be like, oh, it's some kids. You're not the tour guide, what are you supposed to do? Like they're just like, we can take you around and be all cute. I thought it was gonna be all cute and fun and silly, but no. What happens is they come in, they see him in their modern clothes. We're like, wait a minute, I thought that you guys were natives. Like immediately, I'm like, oh my gosh, are they going to talk about racism up in here? Apparently so, because here's how it goes. They say, oh, she's like, Molly and Tui are like, yeah, we are natives. It's like, what the heck? I was like, well, who's giving us the tour then? Well, I was like, yeah, right, kids. Well, who's giving us the tour? Then she said, points to a picture of her mother in her modern clothing, including her little shorts, and he's like, wait a whoa, I thought again. She's not. She doesn't look native. Where's your native clothing? And things like that. What the heck is this? And I was like, and they're like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh well, we were expecting a tour by natives. We're gonna come back tomorrow, and hopefully there'll be some natives around then. And they leave, and then they tell the mom what's going on, and the mom's like, what the hell? Is all ticked off about that. And it's just like, yeah. And I'm like, I definitely would be ticked off. The grandfather hears about it. It's like, yeah, gives her, Molly a coin with a lady's face on it and says, yeah, this lady here, uh, shoot, I don't remember her name, but this lady is a famous Alaskan lady who helped get equal rights for Alaskans, okay, Native Alaskans, basically, because back in the old days when she was hanging out, there were places where natives were not allowed to go into. I'm like, ooh, that's close to home. Ooh, shoot. So she's like, yeah, this is wrong, man. So she basically petitioned and lobbied and spread the word this is wrong, and eventually they were able to overturn that law. And I'm like, yeah, yes. So then basically they're hanging out. Eventually, they come across. They're able to talk to the tour guides again, tourists again. All right, and Yeah, there was definitely all the episode. Whenever they meet the tourists, they're surprised at how advanced, modern they are. Because it was like I think one time, Molly uses a ball throwing device to throw a ball for their dog, for her dog. And they're like, "Wow, we have a device like that for our dog. How'd you get one?" She's like, "I ordered it online." And he's like, I didn't know you could do that." So then later, towards the end of the episode, you see they come in for the tour. They see Molly and Tui in their traditional outfits. Now, here's the deal. Apparently, there are bunches of different cultures in Alaska. Bunches. Okay. So different types of native dress are there. Okay. There are different tribes native dress. So it's kind of awesome to see that. And so, yeah, the show is really good at that. Without telling you about that, so Molly says, "Yeah, I am. My name is Molly," or says her Alaskan name. "I'm from this tribe, and this tribe." My lineage is from this tribe, this tribe, this tribe. Tui says, "I am Tui," or says his Alaskan name. "I am from this tribe, this tribe, this tribe. I am also Japanese American." No one can call us native enough. No one can say we're not native enough. Okay, so it's like, oh crap. The tourists were like. Thankfully, we're not malicious. They just didn't understand what's going on. So they were like, "Oh my gosh, we're really sorry. We didn't realize that this was that it was like that." And they talked to them and figured things out, and everything was smoothed over. But I'm like, whoa, that was definitely deeper than I thought the show could go. But they went there, and it was awesome to see that. And actually made me more interested in seeing more depth. So I went on to the next show, Xavier Riddle in the Secret Museum. They got some, not as deep as this, but pretty good. But still, this show is epic. The show is amazing. The show is awesome. So many fun characters. So many awesome things going on. There are stories. There is a slight issue with Trini. I like seeing good representation of my race. But there was an issue with Trini. The Molly of the Denali original theme song is amazing and wonderful, very catchy. It's still in my head. Molly of the Denali. Yeah, I like that song. It's so good. But there was like a new version made, I guess, when Trini was introduced. And somehow, I guess they decided to make sure that everyone knew that Trini was there. So there was one where I was like, "Molly of the Denali," and Trini pops out. I was like, "Hey, Trini!" I was like, "Ah!" It's like, no, we don't need to hear you talking. No, you don't need to do that, girl. You don't need, seeing you playing with Molly and Tui and all the other kids and just hanging out. That is fine. It's just like, so that was a bit rough. I didn't like that. But hopefully they tone things down. It's all cool because that was a fun show. It's a great show. But there's one other thing that is very noticeable, and I'll see if I can get to it because I want to show this off. Okay, the picture will change and it will be a bit different. The recording, I basically using Hypercam 2 and basically made the recording made the square the size of the original Molly of Denali picture with all the main characters on there, main cast on there. So we're gonna switch from that to this other one. Let's see here if that works. No, that's a little no wonders why. I'll be back, girl. There you go. There she is. All right. There's Molly in her ridiculously giant hat. Oh my gosh. Hat rain incoming. My gosh, that thing's huge. My goodness, it's massive. It's one of the biggest hats I've ever seen. Wow. Okay, yes, basically Molly of Denali is Flash. Is made in Flash animation. Very well done, if you ask me. Okay. There's only one show, I think, that you might have seen around here that is better, in my opinion. Better, basically hard to tell that it's Flash. That is Eleanor Wonders Why, and I'll talk about that later, too. But yes, this is epic. Her animation is awesome. Her art style is awesome. And that hat is huge. That hat is, I'm like wondering if it was like what she was carried in when she was a baby. Like a babushka or something. Whoa. Wow, that's big. Just, wow. Yeah, it was like Austin Powers with Mole. Mole. Moley. To chop that up and make some guacamole. Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, the hat. That hat, yeah. Yeah, she wears it during the now a word from us kids segment from like just like from Arthur. It's pretty awesome to see the hat. Just dang that. So yeah, show's great. Animation's good. Art style's great. Good. Just yeah, the hat is really big. That's the way it goes. Not as batteries, they get just big. Just big. So see you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube and DeviantArt. We're gonna move on to the next awesome new show. Awesome new show that I want to talk about. Yeah, I need to talk about. I need to get Craig of the Creek on there too. So I'll see you guys next time.